what would you do if I was gay? She was like, you're not. I remember in high school, the very beginning of high school, I asked my dad's girlfriend at the time, I was like, what would you do if I was gay? She was like, you're not. And I was just kind of like, okay. At the time, I didn't really know that I was or anything. I kind of really was just like, what if? So at that point, I was just kind of like, already, when I kind of knew, back up, when I kind of started like questioning if I was gay, I kept it in for a really long time. I'm 24 now. I was probably, what, 14, 15 then. I actually had a boyfriend. And he always was like, you like girls. You're a lesbian. And I was like, no, I'm not. Ew. No, I'm not. I knew, because there was like a girl, like I wasn't like, oh, I like her, but I was like weirdly obsessed. I feel like that's how it always starts out. You're like weirdly obsessed with a friend. So then fast forward like a couple years later, and it was like my summer before junior year of high school. I was with some friends at like our Old Town Film Festival, and we were walking around, and I remember I like ran into some old friends of mine, and she was like, hey, like, how are you, blah, 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 like, I'm good, you know, exchange the whole thing. She's like, my friend thinks you're really cute, like, they want your number. And I was like, okay. And at the time I was thinking, because like these friends at the time, like, you know, they had like the dark black hair and like tattoos, piercings, whatever. And at the time, like when I would think about like, oh, boys, like I really kind of wanted like a scene boy to like me. And I was like, oh yeah, like awesome, cool. And this girl goes, okay, I'll give it to her. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, it's a girl. And I was like, okay. Kept it hidden, snuck out of the house, like didn't let anybody know. And then I remember it was like the scariest phone call. I called my very best friend, Rachel, and I was like crying on the phone. I was laying in the living room of my dad's house. I was on the phone with Ray, and I was like, Rachel, what would you say if I had a girlfriend? And I'm crying. She's like, I'd say finally, like about time, like I already knew. I've known you were gay for how long? Like I was like, I don't think I'm insulted, but like, how did you know? Fast forward, like, didn't want to tell my dad. Like, my dad is a Catholic man. You think I was gonna tell my dad, oh, I like girls, surprise? No. I was like, well, if I go at it saying I'm bisexual, it'll be easier, which that doesn't mean, that's not different. I wrote a letter. I honestly took like a letter from the internet and just like changed it because I was like, I want to sound like I know what I want, blah, blah, but I made it like I was bisexual. And I didn't want to talk to him the rest of the day. I remember I handed it to him and I ran into the bathroom to take a shower. And then I remember I like peeked out of the shower, like when I was done, I peeked out of the bathroom and I like ran into my room, shut my door. And it had been like 20 minutes and my dad like knocked on the door. And I was like, I'm getting ready, like I'm changing, don't come in, just because I wanted to avoid it. So I woke up the next morning to a letter on the table, and my dad was like, you know, he brought in the whole God thing, which at the time, like I was kind of like, oh my gosh, the way he did the serenity prayer, like God granted me or gave me the strength to, it was a serenity prayer. I can't even think about it. Like maybe I'll put it here somewhere. So I was like, oh my God, like it's okay. And then in the letter he wrote, he was like, I love you so much more now that you could be honest with me. Then I kind of found out that he was just hurt that I didn't tell him, and I felt that I couldn't tell him. Fast forward like many more years since then. Okay, so then I was with my dad's ex-girlfriend, because I still like see that family and everything. I was at like a family party outside, and she brought me inside and she's like, Kenzie, you know, my friend told me like that you're gay. Like her son told her, and she was like, are you? And I started crying and I was like, okay, you've asked me this before, because she had over the years, like because she'd heard it. And I was like, yeah, and I have a girlfriend. And then I showed her a picture and she was like, oh, she's cute, like you know, whatever. And she was like, we love you. And then she went outside and told the family. And they were like, oh my God, like bring her over, like no big deal, whatever. Fine. So easy. Did not think that that was gonna happen at all, since like before she was like, no, you're not gay, no, 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 no. So then my family knew. Then my mom's side of the family, who my mom has passed away, but like I like took her, that girlfriend, like around, and a couple months later broke up with me. What do you know? Just happens that way. So I was like, cool, well now you make me look dumb. So then dated, and then I was in this relationship for a long time. And she surprisingly told like her parents. I never thought that would happen. And finally it was kind of the point where like, really, like, you've been out to everybody for how long, and you're not gonna tell your family, or like your dad mostly, about me. And I was like, okay. So I did it. I told my dad. I remember I started crying over at my dad and his wife's house. Oh, I was crying, and his wife was like, are you getting married? Are you pregnant? Like, excited. And I was like, Burr? No. I'm dating someone, and I told them who it was, and they're like, oh, well, that's good. Like, of course. I remember I was like, I don't like boys. Like, I just like girls. And I was so scared, and I was just crying, and he was like, babe, like, my dad called me babe, but I think that's okay. He's like, I love you, and I love whoever you're with, and whatever, like, it's not a big deal. So then brought around the family, kind of got a little heartbroken again. Dummy, made me look dumb, but it's okay, everything happens for a reason. So then Chloe and I got together, and I was like, we literally have moved in together like a few months after we started dating, maybe a month and a half, like super early. Don't recommend it. We've been lucky and we're good. We're best friends. We hang out all the time. But not everyone gets that lucky, so just like, hold on. We moved in together, and my dad and Marianne instantly knew. Like, my dad and his wife, they instantly like just knew that we were together. No big deal, whatever, cool. They love her. They always want her to come around. I just was so scared, but like, it was okay. It was so fine. And like, now it's just like, it's not easy to tell people. Like at work, mostly everybody knows. I talk on the radio. My boss, like my direct boss, I'm pretty sure he knows. We don't talk about it. I mean, we're not like best friends or anything. I am an on-air personality, and no, I don't like blast my relationship and fly rainbow flag all over the place, but like, you think that people care so much, and they don't. Like Chloe, for instance, I'm not gonna get into like her whole thing, but like she like slowly still, like some people like find out and they'll know, but like still like she gets so surprised, like, I just really thought that they would care. Like I thought that like that friend or that relative, like no one cares. Like it's just weird. Like the people especially that you think that are gonna be like the most like wigged out by it are the people that are the most not. And I don't know, like I started helping out on a morning show at my work for the next 12 weeks while someone's on maternity leave. And I didn't know that the co-host on there, like I didn't know that he knew. And we were just talking the other day, and he was like, so how long have you and your girlfriend been together? And I was like, Bar? You know? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I was like, well, I just don't know. Like, some people, you know, don't like that or would never talk about it. And he's like, listen. He's like, what, with a religion, with whatever, like, it doesn't matter. And he like showed, he's like, I have this big, you know, like Catholic basically tattoo on his arm. And I don't think there's much more to my story than that. Like, I basically just thought it was gonna be like really scary, and it really wasn't. It really wasn't scary at all. First of all, next video, my hair's gonna be a lot darker. I'm going to get it done today. It's gonna be darker. It's naturally like dark, and like this ain't my hair color, so I just wanna be more natural. But and also yesterday, real quick, side note, I got served. Guy comes to the freaking door. Mackenzie here. Made me sign some papers over my old credit card that is literally like paid off now. Just paid it off today. Done. Thank you, Grandpa, for helping me figure out this, because This guy that came out of nowhere, he wasn't gonna explain to me how to handle it. He doesn't know. Hi, Wiener. You pretty girl. You pretty girl. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. It's Valentine's Day. So whether you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a wife, a husband, children, pets, spread the love today. Which by the time this video gets up, it'll probably be like later. Also, if people that don't follow me on social media, go ahead. The links to all of them are down there in the description. Heart is open, come by me. Oh my gosh, and on my last video, it wouldn't let me upload it in 1080p. It was making me upload it in 720. What the heck? Alright, so yeah, if you got anything out of this video at all, hit that like button down there and subscribe over there, down there, wherever, hit that red button. Or what do you want to see? Like, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want Chloe and I to do? I have a chocolate stain, you can't see it, on my shirt. It got washed this way, so this little chocolate stain is here, this day. My teacher said, baby, I was born this way. You know what I like doing? I like dancing. Yeah, do other things and tell me what you want, and I will post another video next week. P.S. Chloe and I make a lot of breakfast videos, but I never edit them and put them on. Nothing against her. She just think. Love you, babe. Happy Valentine's Day. Look at this thing. Look at this thing.